So there we have it. As expected, Real Madrid are through to the final. They've beaten Bayern 4-3 on aggregate tonight. The result was 2-2. Got a little bit nervy at some points, and the final 10 minutes, I can imagine a lot of the Madrid fans were quite concerned because, if Bayern scored, oh dearie me. But in the end, the best team over the two legs has gone through, in my opinion. It's a bit of a difficult one because I don't think Bayern were bad at all. I just think that Madrid have something extra in this squad. Sure, it's experience. Sure, it's Ronaldo. Having Ronaldo in your team helps, but it hasn't been all about him over the last two legs. So I wanted to talk about some of the other Madrid players that I think have been a bit under the radar, not only this season, but since joining the club because of their big name players. You think Ronaldo, you think Kroos, Modric, Ramos, they get a lot of the plaudits, a lot of the credit, and there are some players that should be, I think, for example, just getting a lot more praise, especially when it comes to the media. And one of those players that jumps out to me is Vasquez. I wanted to jump onto a website that I use a lot. This isn't sponsored, but it's OneFootball. They always have all the lineups, all the stats and stuff like that. Today, Vasquez was played at right back. They've got a bit of a problem defensively, Madrid, with their right back position. They've had a lot of injuries, a lot of issues with players that normally play there who can't. So going with Vasquez, who is, of course, a very attacking-minded player, sometimes gets back and helps when he's playing on the wing. But tonight, he played at right back, and he looked pretty good there. It was pretty convincing, I'm not going to lie. And Madrid lined up with their diamond 4-4-2. It looks like when they do the team sheet, it's almost like a 4-4-2, a flat 4-4 and then 2 up top. But it doesn't play like that, it seems. They always shift into this diamond formation, whether it's Casemiro as the DM. Tonight it was more Kovacic and Kroos kind of, switching roles. And then they have, the two central midfielders and then a central attacking midfielder that kind of supports the strikers. Normally Isco, for example. But tonight that diamond was Kovacic, Toni Kroos, Modric and Asensio. But when they go with this formation, they have Ronaldo and another striker. Most of the time it's Benzema. And I watched tonight, it was unbelievable. The movement of Benzema and Ronaldo is it's world class. If you really sit there and watch what they do, they peel away, they pinch inside. The defence just don't know what to do. And Ronaldo, for me, is one of the best in the world at this. Because he is so naturally, he's used to being on the left side. He's been a left winger for most of his career. Now that he's in the latter stages of his career, he seems to be playing more down centrally. But because of that past experience, he drifts out on the left side and he always comes inside and he's got so much space, so much time. Now, he may not have scored in the last leg or tonight, but he is always so heavily involved in everything they do going forward. And he's always an outlet. And sometimes having an outlet isn't them being the goal scorer, it's them just being a pain in the arse for the other team. And that's what Ronaldo is. They are absolutely terrified of him receiving the ball in any sort of situation where he can have a shot or make a killer pass. And then when you've got a player like Benzema, who for me does get a lot of abuse from Real Madrid fans. He gets a lot of harsh critics because, okay, he's playing for the biggest club in the world, the most successful club in history, whatever, and he doesn't maybe score all the time, but he is one of the most unselfish and supportive strikers in world football. Any team would be better with Benzema in it purely because he's not looking for glory all the time. There are occasions like any other striker or any other attacker where he goes for glory when maybe he should be passing it off, but it seems to be very rare with Benzema. He is such a good partner up top with Ronaldo in this two strikers up front formation. And they just play off each other so well. And I know there is a reason why he is still in that team. And there is a reason why Zinedine Zidane loves Benzema. And I'm sure it's because of that. He's just unselfish. He gives the ball away to a lot of, other teammates for their own chances. And he helps the team win no matter what. So really impressed with Benzema. Asensio was fantastic. Modric has still got it. I know he's getting on a little bit, but he's still one of the best midfielders in the world for sure. Kovacic, what a signing he's proved to be. He's a very technical player, but great at just sitting back and then hitting them on the break as well. He's a great box-to-box player, but does his defensive duty really well. And of course, what can you say about their defence? Madrid just have an absolute Viking playing at centre-back, and that is Ramos. For me, he is the best defender in the world and has been for quite some time. He's just undeniably fantastic. He is so good at what he does, and he's a true leader. And it won't surprise me if they go for De Gea or just another world-class keeper to replace Navas, bringing a new right back maybe for some backup in this kind of situation in the future. They can have some backup, and they will be just impenetrable. They'll be so strong. And even a great team like Bayern with the likes of Lewandowski, Ribéry, Robin, all of these great attacking players, they just can't do anything. Let's talk about Bayern, because there's a player on their team that I really want to talk about. Similar to Vazquez. Feel like he goes under... Well, actually, no, it's not too similar, but Kimmich. He is unbelievable for his age and the boots that he has filled. Let's just remember who he's replaced. Philipp Lahm, arguably one of the best German defenders in history. He's one of the most decorated players of all time. Unbelievable talent. And they've brought in Kimmich as pretty much a midfielder, it seemed at the time. They've converted him to probably the best right back in the world right now, along with Kyle Walker, Carvajal when he's fit. There's a few other examples. I don't need to go through them all. Bellerin, of course, world beater. Yeah, all right. Kimmich, he's just, for me, unbelievable player. Just so good. And he's a big game player. He turns up and he's a great passer of the ball. He scores goals. What more could you want? Honestly, I love the guy. I would absolutely dream of having a player like him at Arsenal. A player that gets down the wings like that and actually does something. He's unreal. And another player I want to talk about was Rodriguez tonight. Of course, on loan from Madrid to Bayern. It seems like he's going to be staying there. They're going to make the deal permanent, as it seems right now. That could change, who knows. But he scored tonight and didn't celebrate, which I completely understand. But I wish he did. I don't think he did his best at Madrid, but he certainly gave it his all. Well, it seems like he did. And you can tell some of the fans were not quite pleased with him scoring. And, some teams, when they loan out a player like, one of their best players, Rodriguez. I know at Madrid he wasn't one of their best, but he is such a great player. When you loan them out, you put a clause in that contract saying you cannot play against us. I bet they wish they did that, because he very almost ruined the party tonight. And he would have loved it, I'm sure. Muller as well, another topic. I don't know what's happened to Muller over the last couple of seasons. I know he went through a really tough period at Bayern where he's not been able to score. He's a bit better this season. He's not the same player, and I'm not sure if it's where he's being played. I think Muller is one of the best finishers in the world. There's no doubt about it. There's a reason he's still at Bayern and why he's still one of Germany's most successful players. For the Germany national team in World Cup specifically, he's been great. He's a striker, and I don't like seeing him out on the right or pretty much a midfielder. You see him dropping very deep, and I feel like he's being wasted. He'll move soon. I don't think he'll stay. I know he's pretty much a one club player, but I just don't see, especially if they do keep hold of Lewandowski, where Muller really fits in. Personally, I think Lewandowski is going to leave, and I think that will give Muller a chance to get back up to his very best, playing as a striker. That's where he should be, if you ask me. And boy, how much did Bayern miss Neuer tonight? I like their keeper. Is it Ulrich? I can't pronounce his name, but I like him. But he's not Neuer, is he? So the sooner they can get Neuer back in goal, the better. Really, he's not terrible, but I feel like it's not just in the Champions League, but in the Bundesliga as well. When they have conceded, you just think to yourself, they probably wouldn't have conceded that if they had Neuer in goal. So ultimately, Madrid go through, and the prediction for me is they're going to go on to win the final against probably Liverpool and win back-to-back Champions League trophies, which is I don't think that's ever... Has it been? I think it's been done once before in like the 70s. I might have that wrong. I might have to check that out after this, but it's a very rare occurrence, that's for sure. Even just winning it back-to-back has been so difficult for clubs over the years. I just don't think there's a stronger team right now. I really don't. They may not play the best football in the world. They may not have the nicest players in the world. Some of them are really aggressive. They play ugly, but that is what you do to get results. They are just so good at winning. And they've had a very poor season in the league. There's no doubt about it, but look at their Champions League form and just admire it. They are so good at this Champions League malarkey. They're just unbeatable. They really are. And I fear for whoever goes into the final with them, because it's going to be so difficult for them to win. But it's not impossible. So what I'm going to do now is a prediction for the Liverpool-Roma game tomorrow. Or the Roma-Liverpool game, I should say. It's in Rome. I think that Liverpool are going to win this game. I think that Roma, they'll be going in with a bit of confidence knowing that they've overturned their massive loss to Barcelona. Why not Liverpool? You know, they're not as good as Barcelona. I think they can be as good as Barcelona on their day, but I just don't see Liverpool going there and losing it. I think it's too much of a lead. Even with the 2 away goals, Roma need 3 goals at least. So the only way they're going to win is if they score early and Liverpool just panic. And let's be honest, just like Arsenal and just like a couple of other teams, Tottenham come to mind as well, when they really do hit the fan and it gets some pressure, you know, that shit hits the fan. It could be terrible and they could lose their heads. Arsenal the worst at that. I think Liverpool have it in them to hold steady. They'll play defensive, I'm sure, and you know, make sure that they are keeping a clean sheet as much as possible, but they'll hit them on the break. Liverpool will score. If they score, Roma then have to score a lot more. So for me, the prediction is going to be either a 2-2 draw or a 2-1 to Liverpool. That's going to be my prediction. I'm fed up with people saying that I'm making these predictions after the games have been played. It really winds me up. I don't. I make my predictions before each game. And also, you know, if I'm doing a half-time prediction for the second half, that's exactly what it is. It's at half-time. Sometimes I get it really wrong, but it seems when I get it right, no one believes me. It really drives me mad. So that's my prediction. Massive congrats to Real Madrid for making it through. They were very good on the night. Benzema, for me, was man of the match, along with maybe Kovacic. He's such a good player. I really, really like him. I think he's the future Modric. I really do. But that's going to be all for this video. We'll be back tomorrow night for the review from Rome. Hopefully it's another incredible Champions League game. It's the second to last one, so I'm a little bit sad. But the final is just 3 weeks away, roughly. And it's going to be Madrid and Liverpool. And Madrid are going to win that game. And they are going to be crowned champions for the 3rd year in a row. That's just my prediction. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Click that bell notification. And I will see you next time.